We all know what a glow up is. But when you hear that term, what are you actually picturing in your head? Probably the same thing all of our brains default to. A before and after. A smaller body with a flatter stomach. Some version of you that exists on the other side of losing weight. That's basically the only story we've ever been told about what it means to glow up. That physically, our bodies look better. And for a long time, I bought into that story too. But life has taught me other lessons, and my ideas on that have definitely changed. I used to genuinely believe that my glow up was just waiting for me to hit a certain number on the scale, changing my hair and getting a new wardrobe. But here's the thing. That number is never actually doing what we think it does. So today, I want to talk about what a glow up actually is made of and why it only partially has anything to do with your weight. If you've ever hit a goal number and felt strangely the same, stay with me because this one is for you. Hey loves, welcome back to the Purfect Sunday Podcast for the women who are done playing small and ready to become the main character of their own life. I'm not an expert. I'm just a woman who's been paying attention and figuring things out along the way. Today, we're talking about the glow up, why weight loss got credit for something it was never actually doing, and the things that actually make you look and feel like you're glowing, none of which require you to change your body first. But first, this week's Sunday obsession. So, I really love handbags. Purses, jackets, and boots are the things in life I don't know if I'll ever feel I have enough of, unfortunately. Maybe one day. I am working on it. But as far as bags go, as much as I love a designer bag, I don't want to always be carrying something that's flashy or expensive. And that is exactly where the mini Cavatelli clutch bag from COS comes in for me. The bag really is one of my personal favorites at this point, in that it is small but can carry all of my essentials. It has a long strap, so it can be worn as a shoulder bag, or you can tuck the strap and carry it as a clutch. So it's cute for day or evening, and the fact that it's only about $160 is pretty amazing considering the quality. So I just got a second one in butter yellow and have been wearing it daily. I truly believe that it is a budget-friendly, great addition to any bag collection. And now, my usual disclaimer, I am not a therapist or a life coach. Everything in this episode is just what I have observed, learned, and what has worked for me. I hope that it's helpful to you too, but please take what's useful and leave the rest. Okay, let's get into it. So throughout my 20s and 30s, there were more times than I can count where I felt like it was time for a reinvention or a glow up. Sometimes it was weight related, and other times it was because I felt like I was losing my sense of identity to motherhood, and I wasn't showing up in a way that I felt good about anymore. And now, in my 40s, I'm going through another one of those stages. Feeling that pull to work on showing up as the best version of myself again. So this really isn't new territory for me. And at this point, I have got a lot of experience to draw on. And that is what I want to walk you through today. We've all been fed the same story on repeat our whole lives. Change your body, and then confidence and the happy life follows. You get smaller, and then this glow shows up as a reward for getting there. It's such a common assumption that most of us never even think to question it. We just accept that the glow up starts with the scale and everything else comes after. But here's what I think is actually happening. Before and after photos got popular because they're easy to show. A number on the scale or a body size is easy to see, to measure, and to understand. Presence, on the other hand, isn't. Energy isn't. So the magazines and then the internet defaulted to measuring the one thing that it could photograph. And we all quietly agreed that the physical change was the whole story. I'm not going to say that a physical change or weight loss can't be part of a glow up, But when you tell yourself the glow up starts after the weight comes off, you're basically giving yourself permission to put the rest of it on hold. The getting dressed up, the good skincare, the standing up straight, the confidence building, and the feeling proud of yourself until some future date that may or may not ever actually arrive, which means the very thing that was supposed to make you feel amazing becomes one more thing that you are now waiting on. So some of you may have heard this isn't about losing weight, and some part of you thought, okay, but I do want to lose some weight. So is this even for me? I want to be really clear right now because wanting to lose weight is not the thing I'm pushing back on today. If that's something you're working towards, that's yours and it's valid. What I am pushing back on is the order we've put things in. We've decided that the glow up comes after the weight loss, like a reward you unlock at the end. But what if it's the other way around? What if the glow, the presence, and the energy, the way you carry yourself, is actually the thing that makes any goal, including a weight loss one, feel sustainable in the first place? You don't need to lose weight first to build it. You can build it starting today, whatever else it is that you are working on. Okay, so let's get into these 6 habits to master on your glow up journey. First is you need to start taking care of your skin and grooming consistently. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are aiming for consistency here. This is the fastest, cheapest win there is because you don't need a complicated routine. You need a simple one you'll actually stick to. For everyone, that should be at minimum a cleanser and a moisturizer with sunscreen every morning and something to take sunscreen and makeup off every night before bed. After you have that down, you can add to your skincare routine if you want by adding in products to address your specific skincare concerns and needs. For some of you, that could look like topical serums and creams like tretinoin for anti-aging or tranexamic acid for hyperpigmentation. I am a puffy girl in the morning, thanks to Hashimoto's. So gua sha and facial massage has been a very big part of my daily morning routine for over 10 years. And learning how to manage that puffiness made a huge difference for me, and not just in how I look. Learning to manage something that was completely out of my control gave me back a feeling of control or agency over my own body to some very small degree. But the secret to all of this is the consistency of the routine. Whatever needs you're trying to address or improve on will take some time. And really, that's the part that matters more than the skin itself. That 10 minutes every morning is a ritual that your brain keeps score on. And every time you show up for that small thing, you're proving to yourself in a way that words can't that you're worth those minutes. Consistency does more here than any product ever will, and not just for your skin. It's also for your sense of self as well. The number 2 habit on this list is to start moving your body in a way you actually enjoy and let energy be the goal instead of only focusing on the size of your body. Notice how you feel 2 hours after working out, how your body feels and what type of mood you're in, not just keeping track of numbers on the scale. A walk that leaves you feeling calmer, a class that makes you laugh, or lifting weights that increases your strength. And here's why that feeling matters so much. Movement you actually enjoy calms your nervous system down, stress hormones drop, your body gets the message that it's safe, and that's not a small thing, especially if you're managing something like Hashimoto's or another autoimmune condition or chronic illness, where your body already runs a little more sensitive to stress than most people's. That calm you feel isn't a side effect. That's the glow up working long before your body shape has done anything at all. Number 3 is to get dressed for the body you have today, not the one that you're working towards. We've talked about this on the show before, on the episode about the halo effect, and it keeps coming back up because it works and it will always work. Stop saving the good clothes for someday. Even if you're not where you want to be right now, you should have outfits that make you feel good. I made this mistake over the last couple of years. I was really going through it the last few years after my dad, my best friend, and then my little sister all passed away within a 6 to 7 month time span. I was naturally pretty depressed, and then I had a lot of health issues. Gaining 25 pounds in the midst of that did not help my state of mind at all, but I was determined to lose the weight and refuse to buy new clothes. Some part of my brain was absolutely convinced that if I bought clothes that fit me more comfortably, then I was giving up on myself. But now I can look back and see that all I did in my stubbornness in not buying myself pants that actually fit me is make myself even more uncomfortable and more unhappy. So buy the things that fit you now. Wear the color that makes you feel alive this week, not after you lose the next 10 pounds. Because even though we're working towards goals, we only really have right now. So feeling good about yourself at every stage should be the goal. And the thing to remember is this: the way you get dressed is a signal, and the world reads signals whether you mean to send them or not. So show up looking like you value yourself, and people treat you like someone to value. Is it kind of shitty that the world works this way? Yes, but this is just another one of those things that it is what it is. It's just how people respond to confidence. And once the world starts responding to you differently, you start believing it a little bit more yourself. Number 4 on the list is pay attention to how you carry yourself. Remember, chin up, tits up, shoulders back. Walk like you have somewhere to be, even when you don't. This sounds small, but posture changes how a room responds to you faster than almost anything else on this list. And it's free and it's available to you right now. This one works the same way that getting dressed does. It's a signal. Except that this one is even harder to fake because posture happens without a single word. A room responds to someone standing tall completely differently than it responds to someone folded in on themselves. And once you notice people responding to you differently, that becomes proof. And proof is what actually builds confidence, not just deciding to feel confident out of nowhere. The 5th habit today is to protect your sleep like it's part of the routine, not an afterthought. You cannot glow on empty. A lot of the under eye circles, the flat mood, the low energy that makes you not want to even think about trying, that traces back to how you slept. And this is the one where the why is almost entirely physical, but it doesn't make it any less important. Sleep is where your body actually does its repair work, hormones included, and if you're dealing with anything health-related, you already know how much rougher everything feels on too little of it. And if weight loss happens to be part of your glow-up plan, this one especially isn't optional, because when you're not sleeping enough, your body produces more ghrelin, which is the hormone that drives hunger, and less of the hormone that tells you that you're full. So you're not imagining it when a bad night's sleep leaves you starving the next day. That's your own hormones working against you. So please, start protecting your sleep like it's the most important part of the plan, because it is. And lastly, do one thing every day that you're actually proud of. Not for anyone else to see, just something that, at the end of the day, makes you think, good for me. This is the one that ties everything else together. Every time you follow through on something small, you're building actual evidence that you are someone who follows through. And that's what discipline really is. It's not some big personality trait. It's just a track record that you build one small proof at a time. And discipline is attractive in its own right. It's just a different kind of attractive than a face or a body ever could be. It's the kind people feel more than they can actually explain. If you met someone that was undeniably beautiful or handsome, and upon getting to know them, you realize that they had zero discipline, that would most definitely be a turnoff and even a major red flag. So discipline is attractive. Now, everything on this list can be done daily without it being a time constraint or money issue. Really, it's more of a mindfulness and discipline thing. And that can take some time before you're doing everything without needing to think about it. Even though I lost all the weight that I gained, after wearing sweatpants for 2 years, I still feel a little bit funny getting dressed in outfits that I like. Everything feels overdressed to me. But I'm actively trying to ignore the self-doubt I feel while getting dressed, and I know that it will just take a little bit of time to retrain my brain to this new version of normal. Actually, I went to lunch with my friend earlier this week, and I wore a pair of heels during the day for the first time in years. It felt really funny walking out the door, but I felt good while I was out, and I didn't for a moment regret my decision. So sometimes you just have to shut your brain off and go with your first instinct before you talk yourself out of anything. And here's the thing about the 6 things that we just talked about. They don't just work on their own. They feed each other. The skincare builds a little proof. The movement calms you down enough to actually feel it. Getting dressed makes the world respond to you differently. And that response makes you stand up straighter. Standing up straighter makes you feel more capable. And feeling more capable is what gets you to do the next small thing you're proud of. It's a loop. And once it's running, it reinforces itself. You stop needing the scale to tell you anything because your own life is already giving you the proof you need. Anyways, that's it. None of these 6 things require you to change your body, wake up earlier than you already do, or spend money that you don't have. They just require you to decide before the scale gets a vote that your glow up belongs to you first. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that wanting your body to look different is something you need to talk yourself out of. Not only is that not the point of today, but that would also make me a hypocrite because how my body looks does, in fact, matter to me. But here's what I actually mean. Wanting to change your body and building your glow up right now are not in competition with each other. You can be working toward a goal weight and still do your skincare tonight. You can want to lose 10 pounds and still show up as the best dressed tomorrow morning. The mistake isn't wanting your body to look different. The mistake is telling yourself none of the rest counts until it does. Those are 2 separate things. And the body goal, if you have one, is going to take however long it takes. The glow up doesn't have to wait for it. It can start today, running alongside whatever else you're working on, instead of just being parked behind it somewhere. And here's what I really want you to take away from today. That is that the internal work is just as important as any external changes that you make. That you make the decision to treat yourself like someone worth taking care of today, not on the other side of some transformation that may or may not ever fully arrive. Even if your body never changes another pound from here, there's a version of today where you're present for your own glow, and a version where you keep waiting for permission that isn't coming from a scale. That choice is available to you no matter what your body is currently doing. And I want to say this plainly because I think that it's the real point of the whole episode. Doing your skincare, getting dressed well, moving your body because it feels good, that's not vanity. Again, this is you telling yourself that you matter today exactly as you are. And I think that that is an important reminder because women are conditioned to believe that our worth is based on our looks, but also that caring about our looks is vanity, and that spending time on our health and our happiness is selfish. But it's just as valid as any moment spent on someone else's well-being. In fact, I would argue that it's even more important because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So start pouring into yourself and the glow up will follow naturally. So here is your challenge for the week. Pick one of the things on the list today, start incorporating it into your daily routine, and then once it has become a daily habit, add another until you're doing all 6 daily. Now, a few things to take into your week before I let you go. One is that a glow up was never actually about the number on the scale. It's about presence, how you carry yourself, how you take care of yourself, and how you show up in the body you have right now. 2 Wanting your body to look different and building your glow up today are not in competition. The body goal takes however long it takes. The glow up doesn't have to wait for it. And that's okay, because anything that happens overnight will most likely be short-lived, and we are going after long-lasting results. And lastly, take care of your skin, move in a way you enjoy, get dressed for today's body, stand up straighter, protect your sleep, and do one thing daily that makes you feel proud. Pick one and start there. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with another woman who you think would enjoy it too. And if you haven't yet, please follow the show, leave a 5-star rating and a kind review. I read them all and it helps the show grow, so I truly, truly appreciate it. And then come find me over on Instagram at Monty_Wheeler. Say hi, ask any questions, or leave a comment. I always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me, and I will talk to you next week. Love you.